Each week on Culinary Confidential, Christina Cates, a seasoned foodie who has worked at some of New York City's top restaurants, will share her passion for the culinary world. Whether you're a professional chef, a restaurant enthusiast, or a lover of good food, Christina dives into the heart of hospitality, exploring the trends, triumphs, and challenges facing the food service profession. And you won't want to miss her chats with some of the most interesting and influential industry voices. And now, please take your seat at the table as Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates starts now, exclusively on AM 970, The Answer.
Welcome to Culinary Confidential, where I explore the people, ideas, and stories shaping the way we eat, entertain, and experience hospitality. Tonight's episode sits at a really fun and unexpected crossroads where food meets fashion and creativity jumps from the runway straight onto the dinner table. This show is produced in association with Lucas A. Ferrara and Shake It Off Productions. We talk a lot on the show about the culture of food, how it influences community, memory, design, and even the way we express ourselves. But there's another creative world that mirrors that same sense of imagination and storytelling, and that's fashion. And no one moves through that world with more playfulness and originality than our guest tonight. I'm thrilled to welcome famed fashion designer Cynthia Rowley and her daughter, entrepreneur and content creator Keenan. Between the two of them, they've built a multi-generational brand identity that's bold, whimsical, and fearless. Whether it's a surf-inspired wetsuit collection, a pink-trimmed tuxedo, or a viral recipe on Kit's feed, they understand that style, like food, isn't just about consumption. It's about feeling something, sharing something, and creating moments that bring people together. And that brings us to why they are the perfect guests right now, heading into the holidays. Cynthia and Kit have teamed up with Campbell Soup on a collaboration that blends nostalgia, comfort food, and design into a collection of limited edition holiday bags inspired by iconic Thanksgiving side dishes. Yes, stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, but make it fashion. These pieces are cheeky, collectible, and somehow still chic, which is exactly the mix that defines their creative voice. Cynthia and Kit have designed 2 bags to make transporting sides easy and stylish. And I've seen these bags, and I can tell you they are so chic and stylish that I almost didn't even realize they were intended for food. First up is the holiday tote. This is your best bet for compliments at the holiday gathering side season. It comes complete with a perfectly sized casserole dish to make your Campbell's creamy double cheddar mac and cheese recipe prep effortless. Its roomy interior is spacious enough to hold everything you need to make every holiday get-together a hit. Plus, the rectangular, detachable base is made to keep your favorite side warm and easy to tote. A surprise bonus, the bag also includes a bespoke Campbell's ring light for social-ready food snaps. How clever is that? Next up, the party bag. And that will come in clutch no matter what holiday party you're attending. It's circular, detachable base complete with a Campbell's-inspired trivet and a round casserole dish to help you serve up your Campbell's, say, green bean casserole with ease. It's the perfect companion to keep your dish warm on the go. And the waterproof-lined top effortlessly transforms into a bottle chiller, putting the party in holiday party. But behind the fun in this is something deeper. This idea that food and fashion are both forms of cultural language. They tell us who we are, where we come from, and what we love. A Campbell's can is as recognizable as a monogram. A family recipe has staying power the same way a classic silhouette does. And holiday food, especially those sides, carries emotional weight. It's tradition, it's memory, it's ritual. So when Cynthia and Kit reinterpret those flavors and feelings into something you can wear, they're really tapping into our shared nostalgia while pushing the boundary of what collaboration can look like. It's a celebration of the season through a lens of color, humor, and heritage. Now, when it comes to holiday meals, the sides are stealing the spotlight, though. Because according to Campbell's latest State of the Sides report for 2025, 63% of Americans say they'd rather pile their plate with side dishes than, say, the entree of turkey. And nearly half would actually be happy skipping the bird altogether for a full-on side spread. Stuffing remains king in 42 states, with mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, mac and cheese, and green bean casserole close behind. And for 81% of people, cooking those trimmings is their way of expressing love to family and friends. Now, tonight we're going to talk about all of it. How Cynthia and Kit approach creativity as a mother-daughter team, why food plays such a big role in their personal and professional lives, and their views on the intersection of aesthetics, identity, and comfort. And of course, the story behind their Campbell's holiday collection, how it came together, what inspired it, and how they see the worlds of cooking and couture overlapping more than ever. So get ready and let's jump into this conversation that blends taste, texture, and timeless style. Cynthia Rowley and Kit Keenan are here, and this is going to be a good one. Okay, Cynthia Rowley and Kit Keenan, welcome to the show. The listeners are in for a real treat tonight because we have never blended food and fashion on the show before, but this is a perfect collaboration. Let's talk.
Hello, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
We're excited to be here.
Okay, let's talk about this incredible collaboration you have with Campbell Soup. I described in the intro the bags. I've seen pictures of them, and I have to tell you, I didn't even know just by looking at them that you could transport food in them. They are so chic and stylish. Well done to the both of you. Now, what made you do this collaboration? How did this all start?
I mean, we're fans of Campbell's for not 150 years, but a long time.
A long time.
And, it's a legacy brand. It's like a great, as a family, we had Kit and I and her sister Gigi. We have a real history with family gatherings, and it just feels like love in a can.
That's right. Kit, did you grow up eating Campbell Soup?
Yeah, I was going to say when we first got approached by Campbell's, I was so excited because me and my mom don't get to work on a lot of projects together. So this was something that was like the perfect blend of both of our brands. My mom obviously bringing in her fashion expertise, and then my bread and butter is really cooking. So it just felt like the perfect way to combine both of those things. And the way that the bags turned out, I feel like is the perfect blend of both of our brands coming together.
Yeah, I mean, home run. Honestly, I went on the website and they were sold out, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I did hear that perhaps for Cyber Monday, which is tomorrow, are you relaunching it again?
Yes, we are so excited because I was so happy to hear that the bag sold out so quickly.
Yeah.
In less than in an afternoon, I think.
Wow.
Yes, I was getting tagged in so many things, and it just made me so happy because at the end of the day, this partnership is really about bringing people together around the table, and that is like my goal of my entire brand, making cooking and hosting really fun and easy. So to see that they sold out so quickly was just amazing.
Yes.
And I love the inventiveness of the bags, that it's something like, I just feel like it, we never want to make something just to make something, but this is two items that you definitely have never seen before.
Yeah.
And probably will never see again. So they're really special and different and functional and fashion and an ice bucket and carrying.
Yeah, I mean, it's genius.
Casseroles and,
Stick around. We're just getting warmed up. After the break, Cynthia Rowley and Kit Keenan are back with the inside scoop on their Campbell's collab, the design inspo, the holiday chaos, and why comfort food and fashion actually make sense together. More with the duo right after this.
Over the last 30 years, Newman Ferrara, a New York City law firm, has evolved into a national practice focused on real estate, commercial, litigation, civil rights, class actions, and other complex litigation, representing many of the city's largest property owners, managing agents, and thousands of tenants. Newman Ferrara handles some of the nation's most significant class actions and civil rights matters. Newman Ferrara at 1250 Broadway in New York City. Go online to newmanferrara.com. That's newmanferrara.com. Listen to the firm's name partner, Lucas Ferrara, every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Dottie Herman's longest-running real estate radio program, Eye on Real Estate on AM 970. A real estate lawyer for 35 years, Lucas is a professor at New York Law School and is also a published author with books on real estate and New York's landlord-tenant law. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to hear Lucas's unique perspective and advice on Eye on Real Estate.
Welcome back to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates on AM 970. The Answer.
Welcome back to Culinary Confidential. Since we've been talking Campbell's, I want to hit you with something everyone secretly needs this time of year. Smart, low-fit recipes you can pull straight from the pantry. Campbell's soups are basically the original shortcut ingredients. Humble, dependable, and honestly, still undefeated. Let's start with the one that built the empire, cream of mushroom. It's not just a casserole binder. Stir it with rice and broth, drop seasoned chicken on top, and you've got a full chicken and rice bake that tastes like you actually tried. 45 minutes in the oven, zero stress. If you've got tomato soup lying around, here's the move. Make a grown-up grilled cheese dip. Heat the soup with a splash of cream, red pepper flakes, and serve with grilled cheese triangles. It gives like après-ski energy into the ski trip. Cream of chicken is your leftovers insurance policy. Fold it into turkey, veggies, and top it with a pie crust. Boom, instant post-holiday pot pie. Great for the night when you're tired of your own family and don't want to cook but still want something warm and decent. Golden mushroom might be the most underrated can in the lineup. Pour it over a chuck roast with onion soup mix and let the slow cooker do all of the emotional labor. It makes its own gravy, which honestly should be Campbell's tagline. And then there's French onion. Mix it right into ground beef with breadcrumbs and bake. 3-ingredient meatballs. They're savory, they're easy, and they're the kind of thing people assume took forever. Let them think that. So yes, Campbell's might be nostalgic, but it's also practical. It's fashion adjacent in that way. Classic pieces that always work. And speaking of fashion, Cynthia Rowley and Keenan are in the house again tonight with their limited edition Campbell's collaboration. These bags are inspired by holiday size. It's fun, it's unexpected, and it proves you can reinvent a classic if you've got taste and a point of view. Cynthia and Kit, welcome back to the show. Now, let me ask, how do you approach translating something as familiar as a pantry staple into something stylish enough to wear? Like, what is that creative process like when Campbell's approaches you and says, okay, we want you to design something to transport sides and things to people's homes around the holidays? Like, where do you start?
One thing about us is I feel like we have just a running list of creative ideas. And when we put our brains together, there's just endless possibilities. So when we first started working on this project, we were throwing out the craziest ideas. I was like, let's make cookies, but in the flavors of Campbell's soup. And we just like rolled and rolled into so many different crazy ideas. And then finally we came back to this idea of bringing function and fashion together in the form of a bag. And we just tried out different things. Like I saw, those bags that you can carry a bottle of champagne to someone's house in, and they're insulated. And I was like, why don't we incorporate this into the party bag? So I think it's just things like that. And then we went back and forth with the Campbell's team over months, perfecting every part of the bag and making it so it really is functional, because at the end of the day, like both of us can look at something and be like, that is so beautiful. But my mom's brand, like with her surfwear and, all of the collabs that she's done over the years, roller skates, like all of that, she knows how to make a functional item look really beautiful. And so that's what we did with these bags.
Also, I just want to say, like, Campbell's is so iconic that it was so easy to take that DNA, and turn it into something really cool and beautiful. Andy Warhol did it, and, the art world is crazy about it. And we were starting off with something that was already like so iconic and beautiful. And the red and white, the colors, I just think are so clean and classic.
Absolutely.
And perfect for the holidays too.
So what were some of the designs or ideas that didn't make the cut? Was there anything that was
Oh,
just
well,
like super
I don't think we
extravagant?
should. I don't know if we should say, because who knows? Maybe they will someday.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yes. Maybe this will be an annual Cynthia Rowley Kit Keenan collection, and then there'll be a
We
fashion
would
show
love
around
that.
it. That's a great idea. Okay.
We would love that.
So you can check out sidesseason.com for the bag purchases. We have 2 bags. Cyber Monday is tomorrow, and they'll be available, right?
Set your alarms. Get
This
up
is the last chance.
early, and the second the e-com opens, go for it, because they're not going to last long.
No, I mean, I'm going to set my alarm. Okay. Let's talk a little bit, creative and philosophical things here. Now, you've always blurred the lines between lifestyle and fashion. Where does food fit into your overall design philosophy outside of the Campbell's collection?
I'm inspired by Kit all the time. I'm so lucky to be able to be the beneficiary of all her cooking, and that's fun, and I think it's experimental and it's creative. I just think cooking it's a creative process, the same as fashion or anything else. And for me, I've never felt like there were any boundaries in the fashion world and design. And, I've done crazy things, everything from Band-Aids to Barbies to pickleball. It's like anything, to me, anything can be infused with a little beauty or clever idea or something, so it was pretty easy.
Kit, what are some things you like to cook? Because you are the cook in the family.
Well, most of my recipes are inspired by my childhood and Italian American cooking. So I mostly stay within that vein, and then I'll do like healthy twists on the things that I loved growing up. But I think when you ask anyone what their final meal would be, it's always something from their childhood.
Yeah.
And I just think that nostalgia is really special, and that's how people normally connect to food. So that's really what inspires my recipes.
All right, but you grew up in a household built on creativity. What's one lesson you learned from your mom that you totally ignored at the time but swear by now?
I take all of her advice. Right
Ooh,
when she says
that's
it.
a good daughter. That's a good daughter.
No, I think my mom is I wish I could say a one-liner like that would just hit home. And of course she has so many of those that, never take no for an answer and things like that she really told my sister and I growing up that were very important lessons to her. But for us, I think it's more about learning from watching her. My mom was always like, do you wish that I was a stay-at-home mom, that I could have spent more time at home with you guys when you were little? And for us, I feel like looking back, the best gift that she ever gave us was to follow her own dreams. And year after year, season after season, we see her accomplish those goals, and that only inspires us more. So I think it's really about learning from experience and watching her, strive to conquer the world.
Yes, and she absolutely does. Cynthia, do you have anything to say?
I also have to say, family time was always the priority, really. Family dinners, weekends, not 24/7 on the weekends. No, 24/2.
Yeah.
Anyway, weekends we were just stuck together like glue, and I think
and she took us
family
everywhere. That was really also a huge part of it, was me and my little sister went everywhere, every work trip, every work dinner, meetings, we were always there. And so I think through that, again, it's just learning from experience and watching her do her thing. And I think that is really the greatest gift.
Well, I think it's also kind of what you were trying to get at about being present. you might not have a ton of time to be with each other because you have brands and businesses, but when you are together, it's being dialed into each other around the dining table, sharing a meal, making memories, and that's what's most important. And I can relate to that too. By no means do I have a brand like a Cynthia Rowley brand, but I'm a busy single mom and I have 2 children, and when I'm with the kids, it's like phones are down, there's no iPads, like we're here, let's break bread together and talk about our day. So I get that for sure. Kit, people see you as the next generation voice of the brand. What's a creative direction or idea you've pushed that your mom was hesitant about at first but now loves?
It's funny because that's actually a huge misconception. And people ask me all the time, like, how are you involved in your mom's brand? Do you ever want to work in fashion? Would you ever want to take over the brand, like Succession style? And for me, fashion is just something that I appreciate from afar, but I would never want to work in fashion. And all of my mom's creative, all of her design is her own. I don't have anything to do with it. People always ask me, like, oh my gosh, that short, bedazzled mesh see-through dress, like that must have been your idea. Your mom would never design something like that. And I'm like, yeah, she wants to wear that short see-through mesh dress. Like that's all her creative. So yeah, we get to work together on fun projects like our Campbell's collaboration, but we don't work together in terms of like my brand and her brand in fashion.
Well, maybe not yet, at least, right? Now, you and your sister must have been the 2 best-dressed kids growing up with a mom like Cynthia Rowley, walking around New York City.
For us, my mom always emphasized that we should wear whatever made us happy. And again, people ask, like, did you have like rules about what you could wear? And, did she dress you in the craziest, coolest outfits? And really, she was like, you can wear whatever you want. Like, and you know what? Sometimes I look back and I wish she would have dressed me in moments when I had very questionable fashion choices. But I think it's important because we both have our own sense of style now. And that's really because she let us wear whatever we want when we were growing up.
You have to let kids, it's a form of self-expression. When kids pick out and wear their own things. Gigi wore a Barbie life jacket as like a vest to her first day of kindergarten. I was like, great. I love it. Kit wore a happy birthday crown for like a year straight. I just think if that's what is going to make you feel confident and happy, that's what you should do.
That's great advice. Okay. Do you think fashion houses need to show up in the hospitality sector more, have more collaborations, more pop-ups, partnerships, or is that becoming overdone?
No, I think definitely. And I feel like Kit and I would be the perfect people to do that.
That's right.
Along with Campbell's.
Yes.
Actually, Campbell's pop-up would be like little cafe, would be Campbell's Cafe.
Campbell's
What
Cafe.
a great idea. So cute.
Yeah.
With a little gift shop. And no, I think it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
Fashion is entertainment. Fashion is like meant to make you feel good. So is hospitality. I mean, it's all one and the same. Why do we have to separate everything?
Right. Because we are seeing chefs now in the industry becoming style icons, and like somebody like Mario Carbone, right? He has a whole lifestyle brand around his fashion, but he came to the forefront for his cooking. So what do you think about that, Kit? I want to ask you because you're probably in Carbone a lot.
When I was growing up, there was no one who was really bridging that gap.
Right.
I think fashion was very anti-food. And I think for me, I found myself at this huge crossroads where I was like, I grew up in fashion. I love the fashion industry, again, from afar, and I can appreciate it so much. But my creative process that I've fallen in love with, the same way that my mom making an outfit or making a garment is like my mom's creative process. For me, it's cooking. And so I started just sharing that online when I was, as early as in high school, sharing my recipes and my outfits alongside them. And I started to really bridge that gap and make it more cool and fun to have both of those things in one. And then over time, I've seen that there's been so much more crossover with the culinary space and fashion. And I think it's really exciting. Like for me, I love looking up to, other food creators that also can appreciate the fashion space.
I have another idea. We need an apron line.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we've done some.
We made aprons.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we should do it with Campbell's. That would be so cute,
yes.
right?
Right.
Totally.
Next year, the holidays.
An apron a tote bag that turns into an apron. I think that might have been one of the ideas, but anyway, we'll keep
it under wraps.
Top secret.
Okay, you're working with your daughter Kit more and more, Cynthia. How do your food traditions differ across generations? And how does that show up in your design collaborations?
I feel like, honestly, they don't.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what I was saying before about my mom's design style, is that it's very ageless. And, I have friends my age and younger that love to wear Cynthia Rowley. And then their moms also love to wear Cynthia Rowley. So I think there isn't as much of a generational difference in what my mom creates. And I think that's really exciting, because clothes and what you wear and your personal style should really be separate from your age. Like, you can wear whatever you want at whatever age.
Are there recipes that are shared, Cynthia and Kit? Like, Kit, is there something you are making now with a special twist that you used to eat growing up that maybe Cynthia or someone would make for you as a child? Yes,
I have so many of those recipes. There's one that is my mom's feta artichoke dip.
Ooh, that's
that
a good
she
one.
makes always around the holidays, and it actually makes the whole house smell amazing. It's so delicious, and she makes it with crunchy bread. So I love making my own version of that, adding my own little twist, because I think that's really the beauty of cooking, is that it should be a creative process. And as much as I want people to follow my recipes exactly, like, I also want them to add their own little twists to them. And so I think I can take a recipe like from my mom, or I have so many from my grandma that I can just edit, make them my own, and share them with more people to, bring them into their families.
I love that.
I think the most important thing is to be creative in the kitchen, which you are, but I think, it doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be kind of special, I remember those mozzarella stuffed meatballs I used to make.
Yes.
It was just like
delicious.
So that the inside wouldn't be like undercooked and the outside overcooked. So I was like, let's put some mozzarella in there. But like things like that, I mean, do it with your Campbell's green bean casserole.
That's
like
right.
do it with the double cheddar mac and cheese. Like get creative, put some truffle oil on top or something.
Yeah, jazz it up. I like that. A little luxury for less on the side dishes. That's great. Okay, let's head to commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got more with Cynthia Rowley and Kit Keenan. Stay tuned. You're listening to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates on AM 970 The Answer.
Over the last 30 years, Newman Ferrara, a New York City law firm, has evolved into a national practice focused on real estate, commercial, litigation, civil rights, class actions, and other complex litigation, representing many of the city's largest property owners, managing agents, and thousands of tenants. Newman Ferrara handles some of the nation's most significant class actions and civil rights matters. Newman Ferrara at 1250 Broadway in New York City. Go online to newmanferrara.com. That's newmanferrara.com. Listen to the firm's name partner, Lucas Ferrara, every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Dottie Herman's longest-running real estate radio program, Eye on Real Estate, on AM 970. A real estate lawyer for 35 years, Lucas is a professor at New York Law School and is also a published author with books on real estate and New York's landlord-tenant law. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to hear Lucas's unique perspective and advice on Eye on Real Estate.
Welcome back to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates on AM 970. The Answer.
We're back, and joining me are Cynthia Rowley and Keenan, two women who've mastered the art of turning creativity into a lifestyle. In fashion, they set trends. In the kitchen, they chase bold flavors. And together, they're redefining what it looks like when food and fashion collide. Tonight's show is where style meets appetite. All right, we're nearing the end of our hour, but I do want to do a little bit of a rapid-fire session with the two of you while we have you on the show tonight. And this is all based around New York City dining. What's the best late night bite in New York City? I wouldn't even know because I go to bed at 8:30.
I love a chocolate chip cookie. That's my favorite.
Any place
so I
that's
love
open late.
I get a bunch from Butterfield Market or from Hungry Ghost, and I just love that with a little ice cream. It's my favorite.
Okay, I know what mine is. French fries and a martini, but mostly for the French fries. And they have great ones at like Waverly Inn, but I've also been known to order McDonald's fries at like midnight.
So you know what's funny, and I'm sure you know this because you're both in New York, but a very New York thing right now is called the Adult Happy Meal. And a place like Checky's on 13th Street, they offer this, and it's an ice cold martini and a side of fries, because that's really all people want now.
That's all I ever want.
Yeah, it's the perfect combo. All right, what's the best power lunch spot when you need to impress someone?
I always go to San Ambrose.
Can't
personally.
go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
San Ambrose.
I would agree with that.
All right, best slice.
Polo Bar is always it's always impressive.
Polo
Just
Bar.
that you can get in the joint.
That's right. That's correct. All right, where's your best slice in New York?
Ready? Should we say it at the same time?
I don't know if we're aligned.
Emmett's Hot Girl Pizza.
Oh my gosh, yes. Totally agree. Emmett's on Grove makes the best pizza with jalapenos and hot honey on top, and it's delicious.
I've actually never had it. I'll have to check that out.
It's unbelievable.
It's
and
so
you could
good.
get it, and you could get takeout too.
Okay, good to know. All right, do you have a favorite bakery in New York?
I love Bread's Bakery.
So good. Bread's is fantastic.
I'm not a real bakery type of person.
No sweets, only savory for Cynthia. Okay.
Kinda, yeah.
That's
okay. I like the bagels. You know, I like what's the bagel place? Not Apollo.
Pop-up bagels.
Pop-up bagels. I like pop-up bagels.
That's super trendy. Okay, what's a restaurant that you love to go to be fashionable at? You know, dressing up, heels, all the accessories, a place to see and be seen.
Would you say Polo Bar?
Polo Bar is perfect. Yeah. Maybe like Indochine.
Special occasion.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Indochine.
Oh, yeah, I love Indochine. That's old school.
Yeah. Okay.
That's old school.
And is there a New York chef you'd love to collaborate with?
I have so many friends like in my world that are more on the social media side that I think are like so inspiring to me. Seeing their recipes, like Salt Tank is one of my
I was just going to say Salt Tank.
Who I look up to so much. So yeah.
Salt Tank it is.
Salt Tank all the way.
Okay. And is there a special mother-daughter bonding day idea that you like to throw out? Like something when it's just the two of you, you want to reconnect, something you like to do, like tea at the plaza or something like that?
It's usually, it revolves more around an activity, like maybe surfing in the summer, a real power walk.
A power walk. I like.
Through the city
Yeah.
is always good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Kit? Maybe a workout?
Yeah, I think also just because this is coming out around the holidays, I wanted to mention that me and my mom recently made Kits for Kindness for NYC Food Bank. And I think just like with this collaboration, having a charitable element be part of it was something that was really important to us. It's an activity that we do together, and it's something that's really important to us. So I'm
Isn't
really
that crazy? That's so
That's unbelievable.
It's so
99
exciting.
cans.
And it's so much a part of like how I was raised and our time together. When we can give back, we always love to. So yeah, I'm really excited about that part of it.
That's great.
Major.
That is major. Thank you so much for your time
Thank you
today.
so much.
This was wonderful.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Okay, I just want to give a little bit of the history of Campbell's Soup because they really have been around for the longest time. Campbell's Soup traces back to 1869 when Joseph A. Campbell, a fruit merchant, and Abraham Anderson, an icebox manufacturer, partnered in Camden, New Jersey to create canned tomatoes, vegetable soups, and jellies. The company really took off in the 1890s when Dr. John Dorrance, a chemist, invented condensed soup. His technique removed half of the water, cutting shipping costs and making canned soup affordable for the masses. This single innovation is what turned Campbell's into a household name. By the early 1900s, Campbell's famous red and white label had become iconic, inspired by Cornell University's football uniforms. They steadily expanded their line, chicken noodle, tomato, cream of mushroom, eventually becoming fixtures in both American cooking and pop culture. Andy Warhol's 1962 Campbell Soup cans artwork cemented the brand as an American symbol. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, Campbell diversified, buying brands like Pepperidge Farm, V8, Prego, Swanson, and later Snyder's Lance, expanding from soup into snacks, sauces, and beverages. Today, the company balances nostalgia with modern trends like cleaner ingredients, global flavors, and limited edition collaborations, just like Cynthia Rowley and Keenan's fashion collaboration with their bags. Ryan, did you know that there was so much history with Campbell's like that?
Well, I had a feeling there was probably going to be a lot of it, but no, it's just crazy to think that they just have such a rich history, 150 years plus in the making,
I know.
dating way farther back than I could have even imagined. But, you know, it's not really that surprising when you look more into it.
Did you have a favorite Campbell's Soup growing up?
Oh, favorite Campbell's Soup growing up? Probably the chicken noodle, I would like to say. That's probably the one that I had a lot.
I had the chicken noodle a lot. I also actually had the tomato soup a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we always had that one in the pantry.
Now, how would you say that was if you're rating Campbell's Soups, for example? Like,
Oh, I
on a
thought
1
that
to 10
was-
scale.
That was in
What would
my
you give?
top 3. I would give that a 10. You had to make it with milk though,
Oh, yeah.
because it gave it the creaminess and the richness.
Yeah, exactly, because then you're just probably drinking straight tomato
water.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Or tomato juice,
Yeah.
like they serve it on the airplanes these days.
No, but the cream of mushroom is great when you're cooking in the holidays. You put that in like the green bean casserole and the side dishes. It's so popular.
Yeah,
All
I've
right,
heard a lot of good things about that cream of mushroom, too. And the cream of chicken, I also just really want to highlight as well, because
Oh, do
I
you?
will say, Christina, that was my grandmother's favorite soup. Hands down, back when I did her grocery shopping for her, her shopping lists would always come with one can of specifically Campbell's cream of chicken soup. That was her absolute favorite, would get it for her all the time. And God rest her soul, she would have enjoyed every bit of this conversation, Christina, because, you know, when I was first getting into this radio stuff, she loved every bit of it, and especially hearing me. So to
Grandma.
hear myself combined with the love of her favorite soup, cream of chicken, she would definitely be smiling down right now. That's for certain, Christina. So I have a bit of an emotional attachment to that, if you will.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Ryan. I think right now we should move into the ingredient of the week.
Yeah, ingredient of the week. And what do we got for this week? Something Campbell's related, perhaps? Soup?
And our ingredient of the week this week is pearls. In the style world, they're timeless, polished, and can instantly elevate any look. Culinary pearls sit right at that crossroads of food and fashion because they're tiny, glossy, and dramatic. In the culinary world, pearls have become a modern chef's secret weapon. Tiny flavor bombs created through spherification, but there's a real technique behind them. The most modern version, spherified pearls, are made through molecular gastronomy by mixing a flavored liquid with sodium alginate, and that's a seaweed-derived thickener, and dropping it into a calcium bath, which instantly forms a thin gel membrane around a liquid center, creating that elegant burst of flavor. Chefs use this method for balsamic pearls, soy pearls, citrus pearls, even cocktail pearls, you name it. And you can even make them at home with alginate, calcium salts, and a dropper or a device like the spherificator. You can also buy them pre-made at specialty gourmet shops in flavors like balsamic, yuzu, and pomegranate. Another style is popping boba, which uses the same alginate calcium reaction, but produces bigger, juicier pearls, often used in drinks. And then there are the classic tapioca pearls, made by hydrating tapioca starch, rolling it into balls, and boiling them into the chewy boba used in teas and desserts. Finally, decorative sugar pearls, made from sugar with a pearly coating, and these appear on pastries for just pure visual flair. Whether they're gelled, chewy, or sugary, culinary pearls act like jewelry for a plate. Tiny, luxurious accents with real craftsmanship behind them. Because at the end of the day, they're accessories for the plate. A touch of gloss, a pop of texture, a hint of luxury. Just like a strand of pearls can transform a simple outfit, these little spheres can turn even a minimalist dish into something couture level. They're playful, elegant, and very now in the world of plating design. Thank you for listening to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on AM 970 The Answer. Tune in next week for a show all about gifting that actually impresses. Smart, thoughtful, elevated picks that go way beyond the predictable. If you want to show up with something people remember, this is the episode you don't want to skip. Joining the show is Petra Higbee, CEO and co-founder of the Caviar Co., a San Francisco-based purveyor of fine caviar and roe sourced from around the world with integrity and sustainability. Also joining later in the hour is Priscilla Jimenez, the online personality known as the Wannabe Sommelier. She's picked out for us some incredible bottles of wine and champagne that would go great with caviar and really pack a punch for gifting this holiday season. But that is the show for tonight. Thanks for listening and have a great night.
The preceding program is sponsored by Shake It Off Live, LLC.